Welcome to Action with Ease and Joy. This is the podcast for women entrepreneurs ready to turn procrastination into momentum and build their businesses with flow, alignment, and joy. I'm Thea Liljestrand.
And I am Gunilla Henriksson. And every episode, we will explore how to take inspired action while staying true to yourself. Let's dive in and get it done with ease and joy.
Yes, and here we are. I'm so excited to meet you, Hanna. At last, after 1 year, I think, or something. And I think it's been a process for me, but in this last year, but it's been also a process with you in some way, because I've been watching and I see that you talk about this beautiful queen energy, and I'm so excited to hear more about that. But before we dive in, I just love to ask everyone the same question. So, Hanna, how are you feeling right now in this moment? And if you tune in this moment into your heart, is there something that wants to be shared or told today?
Lovely. Thank you so much, Thea, to invite me here. I was absolutely thrilled to be invited by you, and I also had the pleasure to listen to you both, Gunilla and you, having other episodes. And yes, to answer your very first question, actually, this morning before waking up, I have my slowly mornings. I need them. That's the base of my business, basically. It's very much an exception for me to start working before 10. So I'm taking my time. And this morning I was meditating, and as usual, I do a little release of things, and I felt that I there is a big shift happening, and it has been happening since over, I would say, over a year now. But it is like right now I can really sense how the new is even closer. And I love to be here right now so that we can see what actually is going to manifest. Many times when I have the pleasure to share things in words to others, I actually have my click moments for myself also. And so I'm what sorry, one more reason to be extremely like happy to be here today. So I feel happy right now.
How beautiful. And that is really powerful, I feel, the situation or moments where you get to really put words on something that you are in a process or absolutely manifesting, or in maybe in a portal too. How beautiful. And that will unfold just in the way that it's supposed to. Absolutely, I'm sure of that. So, for those who haven't met you yet, could you tell us something a little about maybe your background, or maybe perhaps what led you also to question the path of struggle, hustle, success with doing a lot, or performance, or anything you want to share, but something about maybe your background and who you are, Hanna.
Thank you so much. Well, actually, my background is very much in the masculine business world. So I have been always working in in very, let's say, male surrounded teams, and doing a lot in this higher achieving like as a higher achieving career lady could do. So that was where I started to understand that certain things aren't aligned with me. And for me, it definitely would be the best to be my own boss. And it's already like 9 years ago that I started this second company. This is the second time I'm a business owner. And it started with other things. I also first collaborated with different companies within Europe and connected them together to collaborations. But it led to the point where I started to really feel this, that I'm actually here to guide others more and more. And one thing led to another, and I started combining my business knowledge and this is what I have for creating offers and selling. And I learned myself how to do that in online world. And I was actually for the past 3 years and full 2 years teaching strategies how you can sell your business online.
Yeah.
But one more time, I faced that, oh my, here I come again. I feel that something isn't aligned. And it led to the point where I really had to, a year ago, more or less, I was really ready to announce that I need a shift. That
Yeah.
as much as I like to teach all those things and coach sales, it still is something I actually enjoy. But the way how I want to do it needs to be completely different. And I started to, I had for years already, while I was still coaching sales, I was going through a lot of internal processes and I was reflecting myself a lot and understanding that there is a lot of mm, masculine formats where where our feminine energy is actually not included. And
Yeah.
so automatically when we start talking about money or success, we very easily skip the feminine and basically start overachieving with the masculine, exactly the way that I had done in my career before.
Yeah.
And I felt that I'm actually now coaching that also to others, even though it never was, because I was always softer than others, but still I felt I'm not doing anyone in favor with this. I need to, and all my clients know that I have always been talking about so much about the femininity and the balance and the need to take some breaks and not to overachieve. But still, the way how we are forced in those strategies of sales strategies to do things just finally came to an end for me. I said, this can't be the way. And I don't want to, just do this. But what I had seen while I was doing the coaching is that not just myself, but always, of course, most of my clients struggled basically out of the same situations. They had results, they could sell, they could have the first wins, but then everything came down crashing because there was no foundation to support that that business they had built. So the foundation, it's within ourselves, it's in us, it's in
Yeah.
you and me, and it is who we are.
Yeah.
And when we start doing sales or whatever it is, by using those powerful, really working strategies, then we skip ourselves out, and then the power is kind of borrowed from the strategy. And then also your wins will be borrowed. So it means that all the success you make isn't actually yours. So this was a big like aha moment that I got. And then I said, okay, let's focus on this one. How can I help women? Which has always been like my big mission, to help women to achieve more and to be successful with something that they truly love. And how can I do that now even better? And that was how then the Dark Queen was born.
Yes. How beautiful you put it. And I'm thinking at the same time that I recognize it. I recognize it totally, what you are telling us. And I love the part where you said that it's borrowed, that this was borrowed. because it wasn't yourself, from yourself, from your inner own truth you made it. So so that's the interesting part. Then if we can recognize that it was borrowed, the success or the strategy, the winning, everything, and then it crashes, then what then? How to build up it? And then I think you are going to say that it's not to build something, because I hear you say that there it was all along.
Exactly. It has always been there,
Yeah.
but unless we don't recognize it. And when I say recognize it, I
Mm.
mean if unless we don't recognize our own worth, that we don't start seeing ourselves actually capable and good before we have the success,
Yeah.
we will always just run after the recognition, which is exactly the same thing. It's the emptiness, it's the lacking identity from
Yes.
ourselves, and so um, it is there, and it is the authentic version of you. But that's exactly why it's actually so hard for us to come back to that authentic self,
Yeah.
because mm, we have learned to, like I said, in my career, I had learned how to function to make money. I've learned how to function to sell, how to adapt to this hard business world. So that is like my mechanism of this is how you succeed.
Yes.
And it was the first work for me to become, anyhow, like the first step to become coach was to release a lot of uh, masks or roles that I had just to come back to this person who I actually had always been, but I
Yeah.
had not shown to others.
Yeah.
So this is vulnerability. And it is the most hardest thing to start showing, especially when we have had success, especially when we have had a stable life and good career, and then we do something completely different, and we
Mm.
kind of start showing the honest self.
Yeah.
It is such a yeah, it shakes everything. Actually, it shakes your relationships, it shakes your money situation, it shakes your belief in yourself. And that's exactly the point, because they are supposed, what is no longer aligned is supposed to go. But
Yeah.
it feels scary, and it is scary.
Yeah.
And that's a process itself.
Yes.
Mm.
Yes. And uh, maybe it's also a process of unlearning, because you have, as you describe it, you knew how to make money and these strategies, and otherwise too in life, from when we grow up, we get all this, a lot of programming and conditioning, and the most usual one, or the one that everyone has, in my opinion, is exactly this about your self-worth, as in I'm worthy if I, and then there's some conditioning attachment to it, what it is. In this case, we are talking about sales, or have leading a company, or so, and or showing up, for standing there and showing up for yourself, and that is really vulnerable, as you said, a huge thing to do, especially if you haven't seen yet that that there is this attachment, conditioning, programming. So it is something about unlearning too, I hear you say.
It's like I always say, it's like the version that has learned to succeed is your, let's say, 5.0 version, the best version of you. And then actually the task is to come down back closer and closer to the zero point 0.0, or the 1.0 version of you. And it's
Yes.
like it feels like going backwards. And it
Mm.
is actually, it's not about going forward anymore. It's about going more authentic.
Yeah.
And that's a difference here.
Yes,
Mm.
absolutely. And so maybe this is the place where I can ask you about because you have been talking about that boss babe era isn't the future. So what does that mean for you?
Yeah, thanks for that question. My favorite one. Yeah, so having said all that, I have been the boss babe myself, and understanding that there might be a time for everything in life. So it's not like I'm saying it's wrong.
Mm,
But what I want to say is that I know that there are so many women out there who feel that they don't fit in to this how success is done, and they believe that they are lacking something because
yeah.
they don't have what it takes, or they feel that they don't have what it takes, or and they always compare themselves to this who seem to have success, and they think, well, I'm not her, and how do I do this then?
Mm,
And this is why I want to bring up this topic as much as I can, because I think it's time to start showing more and more examples of different type of leadership, and not
mm,
just the boss babe.
yeah.
But yeah, what is boss babe? Boss babe is exactly this, where we look at it. It is a very effective way to to receive success, let's say money, acknowledgement, um, and yeah, power even. It
Mm,
is the way how you go very strategically towards your goals, and you most likely even get them. And if you are able to actually do the process, some of us aren't. And this is again, as I said, actually not that you're lacking something, it is a
mm,
good sign. But even if you can, you might actually have really good results, and
yeah.
even build up to a million, like millions of euros. And in business coaching business, I've seen coaches done that. They have had $1 million businesses, and then they tell us that I couldn't do it anymore. And that's what we can do with Boss Babe. We can get there, but as I said, it's going to crash. So what happens here is that what I really have been paying attention to in the last years is that how much young women who under 30 are getting really rich with coaching businesses, for instance, because I work a lot with coaches, so I pay attention to that area. And the strategies they use are exactly the same that a, I don't know, white 50, 60-year-old man used to use to make his millions. And
Mm,
now we have the women doing exactly the same, getting exactly there, and we kind of see it obviously as, oh, well done, that's way to go.
yeah.
And in my opinion, I think, but isn't it that we all left our jobs so that we wouldn't have to follow anymore that world, that
Mhm.
type of living? Isn't
Yeah.
that the main reason why we are business owners, actually? So why would we build more of those companies into this world?
Mm,
Why would we do that? And so I'm not saying if you have built a big business and you're successful in it, and you feel now identified with this, I'm not saying that what you have done is somehow not worth it. It is absolutely amazing. But I wish that we had more and more examples of leaders
mm,
doing it the way that they also change the world while they do it, change
mhm.
the how it's done, so that people who are involved in that business are feeling better, not so used or as a little piece of a machine.
Yeah.
And the first signal, am I doing that or am I doing the old thing, is probably how do I feel. And if I feel that my business is telling me, dictating me what I need to do next, because it needs to grow and it needs to be bigger and we need to get the leads and we need to do things, well, most likely
Mm,
is isn't changing the world right now, even though you might be having a big impact by having a lot of clients. But for real, how much bigger would that impact be if you could arrive in your goal as whole self, as you are? And yeah, that's going to cost us more time, or energy to figure out
Mm.
who you are and what do you want to do. But that's the leadership that I would like to sign up, and as I have signed up for. So this is my path, how doing it, and this is what I call it's the queen style of leading.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. That's really mind blowing when you listen to that and you think about it, and if you dare to ask that question in that situation, is this for the good of the world? Is it impacting in another way also? And I'm so sure that you make different decisions as a leader, totally different decisions, like with another pair of glasses, depending on is that boss babe or queen. Or is it like that, Hanna? This was something that came up for me just in this moment. Is it the other, the one or the other? Are they separated? Or is it more like you can have both at the same time? Maybe not.
I I don't think so. I don't think you can have both at the same time, but you can have started with something and you can obviously shift from there to the new style.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
what I believe is that the queen, the queen is about understanding your inner feminine and your inner masculine in a different way. And when you actually start using your inner masculine to protect your feminine,
mm,
this will automatically, within seconds, affect also your money situation. So, how we deal with money when we are in a queen position is that we command the money. We tell what we are planning to do, and then everything kind of follows the queen, including the money. But in a boss babe situation, it's more like we are the servants. We are the
yes,
servants of the system. We are
yeah,
the servants of our own businesses. We are the servants of this marketing machine we have built.
yeah,
And
yes,
and so that is a different, completely different position. And at the end, it is, as I, it's a bit deep when I say it like this, but it is, when we pay attention to it, most companies are built out of fear. And
hmm,
why do I say that? A lot of people really don't get it, and they say, why? They make millions. Do you really think they fear something?
mm,
And I say yes, because the whole idea of the most businesses has been that every quarter we need to make more.
yes,
And if we don't, they have this old belief that if we don't grow every quarter, then it means that we are actually dying. That's like a business teachings from school that I have also learned myself.
yeah,
And this is already like, okay, so if I don't run, I die.
mm,
I don't
yeah,
grow, I die. And so, isn't this the first sign of understanding how we are creating everything out of a place of ooh, fear?
yeah,
And when we are in this queen throne and we are really like taking a moment before we even take action, and then we command our masculine to do things for us so that our feminine is still protected,
yeah,
there is a different balance, there is a different peace,
mm,
ease. And it is how I think that a real leader that attracts me and gets my attention, and where I think, oh, now I want to listen to, has this energy of
yeah,
being not just doing the things and making the money, but actually having a presence, a being
yeah,
in my body. I think people who don't see me now, I'm moving my body, but it's like it is in this body, and everything
yeah,
else is built in our mental mind until now.
mm,
So it's about embodiment a lot, how we get there.
yes. And about energy, absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah, yes, that's so true. I really recognize also that description of running after a goal or trying to achieve something in order to survive. That's also survival mode totally in the whole nervous system. You could tell that from there too, that it's not going to last. So which one is sustainable of these two? Yes, absolutely. So interesting. And what comes to me is also the difference in queen. You have this control is not the word I prefer to use, but you are the leader instead of servant, in that way controlling. But what I would like you to talk more about is also maybe the queen is more connected in being part of something bigger.
Yes.
Instead of being alone. Or
Yes, absolutely. And around the queen, we need to see that the whole her queendom
yeah,
knows that if our queen is hurt, if she's overloaded or hurt somehow, nothing will function anymore. So the queen is the leader. And so I think sometimes it's important to say this because we still have the feeling that the masculine is the leader, that the king is the leader, but the king is there to protect the queen. And this is the feminine leadership for us women. This is the thing where we can, because what happens is that the queen has something that the king doesn't have. The queen has the ability to create.
Yes, that's the difference. Yeah, I love that.
It is the queen
Yeah,
is the beginning of the every new creation.
yeah,
It's her.
yeah.
So it's you. If
It's
you're now a female who's watching this and you say this is then it's you. And this is why I believe that women are the ones who are supposed to come and start leading. But the way how we do it, it is not supposed to be like men did, and that we
yeah,
compete in the world with men the way they have built it.
yeah,
It's about changing it, because this power of creation is so much more powerful
hmm,
than the way we have seen the world until now. And this is exactly when we then talk about manifestations or these miracles that seem to happen overnight, that someone just,
yeah,
gets everything she needed. Well, I don't believe that things happen overnight, but at the end, it will seem like that. It will seem, because it will be one night when she then finally got there and put her queen on her throne, and the king to serve her, and what you said, she's not alone. The whole community within herself, it's like the inner team we have,
yeah,
is protecting the queen, is they are the servants of the queen.
yeah.
And they do that because when they do, they also will feel better.
Hmm.
And this means that at the end, we obviously have to recognize our the wounded sides, and a lot from the shadow, to
Hmm.
integrate
Yeah,
that
yeah,
into our power.
yeah.
And this is why I also call my business and my new coaching the Dark Queen, because it comes from the dark. It is the
Mm,
female has also this darkness, this mysterio, this something that can't be controlled, that is chaos.
yeah.
And to accept that in a business world where everything has been very systematic is controversial, is like controversial.
Yes.
and and that's exactly where it gets really interesting. That's where the magic happens. Yeah. And for us to be able to bring that out, we
Mm,
can't be boss babes.
no.
We need to awaken the queen within. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. And that energy, I'm feeling also that it's effortless effort is needed to be boss babe. And effortless is when it's aligned energy and the queen, the shadow and or the law of polarities, maybe we could say contrasts, that all is supposed to be. That's for me a universal law. That's how it is. So it's effortless. Or what do you say?
Absolutely. Absolutely. That this is very beautifully put. The old way of doing things, the boss babe leadership, means that the more effort I put, the more I should be earning.
Yeah.
Sometimes we know this isn't even the truth, but this is how it works. The more I have leads, the more I will sell, the more I will make money. And once you have reached a level to sell your services well enough, and you're somewhere, then you can start hiring people to do that work for you so that you don't have to put the effort in anymore. But someone has to all the time.
Yes. Yeah.
And it's not that we didn't in a queen businesses that we wouldn't have to um, also do the work. I'm not saying that.
Absolutely. Do a lot of work. Also, things to be done, but in what way? With a pressure, stress,
Yes.
effort, or with ease and
Yes.
joy?
Out of the fear of if I don't grow, I die, or out of the
Mm.
trust. The word for the
Yeah.
queen is the trust.
Yeah.
A lot of people talk about that business owners need a lot of courage. And yes,
Mm.
they do.
Yeah.
But behind the courage is actually trust.
Yeah.
Because first we need to have trust in us, in
Yeah.
this, that I can do this. I trust myself, I trust the universe.
Yeah.
And only from here I can start taking action. And then the courage shows to the outside, oh, she's so courageous to
Yeah.
do that. And I'm like, yeah, well, it's because I have trust.
Yeah.
And trust and fear are exactly the opposite. So
Mm.
therefore, um, and how do we get into that trust?
Yeah.
Well, that's again by entering more the queen energy.
Yeah.
The more we can, go back to this, to our queen, she will always trust. So
Yeah.
she will show you how to trust.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's
Yes. And that's trust. Trust is also faith in, yes, or just so strong belief in that it's a knowing, really a knowing of something deeper.
yes.
So, and you were saying in the beginning that you love slow mornings, and I just love that. So, is that a way for you to uh, stay aligned and sustain that queen energy, or
Yeah, I have been in this shift of identity myself, and I have noticed that I really have had to go back to the basics.
yeah,
And basics for me meant that when I started with spirituality, and this is almost like 9 years ago, I think, when it's beyond that, but the first real thing started to happen. I did meditate every day in the mornings and in the evenings. And I have come to this conclusion that if I do it now again in this moment where I am shifting from the old to the new, it has definitely worked again much better for me. And why is that? Well, because the outer world is still like vacuuming us out of these lovely bubbles we build ourselves, and the patterns sit so deep in us to start reacting to tasks out of the old way, out of the boss babe way, out of the overachieving and needy way.
yeah, yeah,
And to really come back to this all over again, to say, I can release this, I can release this. And because what we have inside is what we will manifest to the outside.
yeah,
Probably all of you have heard this
mm,
already,
yeah, yeah,
but then what it
inside
really
out,
means,
yeah,
yeah, what it means really is that what I feel this morning when I wake up, this is what I will manifest today. And if I
Mhm.
feel like, oh, yeah, okay, let's to-do list, let's get this done. Well, I will probably just manifest myself a longer to-do list by end of the day.
Yeah, so
So,
true.
yeah. So it's like it, I no longer believe in casualities. So everything that happens to me is actually just reflecting my own energy back to me. And
Mhm.
as soon as I hear something that I really didn't want to hear, whatever, that there was a bill that reached to me that wasn't even mine. This was actually a mix up, but it was still coming towards me, and I understood, oh, that's where I need to love myself more.
Mhm. Yeah.
It's like a sign from that, everything we do is as soon as I go back to my own energy, um, the more misunderstandings, sorry, the less
Yeah.
misunderstandings
Yeah.
and struggle I have. And then
Mhm.
I can put more actual energy into what I want to do today instead of just doing uh, my to-do list that shows me that things are done, but am I doing them out of the right energy? Yeah,
Mhm.
that's actually that makes all the difference. Yeah.
Yes, that makes the difference, absolutely. That's the same that we are thinking about and talking about with Gunilla, with action, with ease and joy. It's exactly, uh, in other words put, I hear you say the same thing, that the energy or the frequency from where we do what we do is the thing that matters. Absolutely, and helps us. So, what's lightening you up these days? Are there any dreams or projects or shifts, or what gets you excited, or what do you want to share with us that's up in your world today?
Yeah, well, now it's like I live in Spain, so I'm from Finland, but I live in Spain, and so I'm gonna be this. Just my project right now is to also enter the summer. Right now, it came somehow suddenly for me now this year. I don't know. It's telling we are in June already, and my plan is to also like really root down a little bit to enjoy that it is summer and we can go to the beach and do things then and really take my time also for just I love the nature and I live in a very small village where we are close to the sea and close to the mountains and close to the forest, and this is where I feel at my best. I'm very much into human design also, and this is like the best for my sign, let's say. And so, um, yeah, this is basically just my bigger inspirations then are coming, I think, throughout the year. Also with my own business, I'm gonna bring out now. Well, I've started already with the Dark Queen coachings, but we're gonna bring out also a retreat here in Spain, and we're planning that, and it's gonna be amazing. I know already because I have really good collaborations also with that, and where we combine exactly this, the spirituality, the, let's say, more the inner work that goes to your ancestor work, to the deep patterns that we carry that don't allow
Mhm.
your queen to actually be active,
Yeah.
and then we do water healings and
Oh.
things like that. Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
So beautiful, lovely things you're talking about. Oh, I so see that in front of my eyes, and I can feel, and I feel the energy of that too. Oh, that's so beautiful. And so, before we close up for today, is there something else that wants to be spoken or shared today from your heart and you
Hmm.
in this moment?
Well, I would like to say to someone who is listening or watching, just that if all this inspired, what you can do right now is to allow yourself to take like a moment and just breathe into your heart space, like after when you close this and you don't listen anymore, just breathe 3 times to your heart and ask yourself, what is it that I truly need? What is it that I am really lacking or feeling that is not in alignment right now?
Yeah.
And whatever that answer is, it might be something that you don't want to take in, or you say, yeah, I know, but I can't deal with this now. You'll acknowledge it, because that's probably the first sign of, the alignment is going to happen to you when you start seeing what you really need, even though you don't know how. You don't need to know how. It's more about, this is really no longer fitting with me. And if I acknowledge that, if I start saying it out loud, that's powerful. And that's when things start to, like, automatically, what you said, Tia, already before, that then the universe aligns with that and starts creating you path, how to get to the new path. At some point, we need to know also where we then want to go. You need to also express, what is it exactly that I want to do? The first thing is, what is it that I am not in alignment with?
Yes, absolutely. So beautiful. And really listen to that, and then yes, dare to do that, and then take action steps after that, like really hearing your calling. That is so important and beautiful. And then that's the way also to come to that flow or ease and effortless queen energy, I think.
Yes. The ease
And
begins. Yeah.
yes.
The ease begins when we allow this, what is not feeling as ease, to be visible. That's where it begins. Yeah.
Yes. And one thing that came to me still is you were telling about fear and then trust, like being the opposite. But you could also say that fear and love and trust and love is the same, same energy. So loving yourself is the number one. Also, just came.
Yeah, the key to the trust is loving ourselves. Yes, it's
Yes,
absolutely that. Yes.
Absolutely. So, if someone's listening now and feels a strong yes in their body, or wants to connect with all these beautiful things that you were talking about, and this beautiful energy, Hanna, you are a light, like spreading here. I just love that. Then where can they find you?
Instagram is the best. I am in Instagram with my name, Hanna.Ruuska, and that's most likely the easiest and the best channel. But if somehow you're not in Instagram, or this is not your channel, obviously we can also leave other contacts from me to the notes, so that you can also get through to me privately. But if you feel like this is interesting, yes, come and see my account, see through what I'm writing there, see what resonates with you, and then just don't hesitate to send me a DM. Because it's not about wanting to join my program immediately. It is more about just saying hi, and I'm really, really happy to hear who is interested, what is it, who you are. And I usually also ask you some questions about this, what we just talked, and it usually helps my followers already. So just feel free to also contact me and come and say hi. That's all you need to do.
Yes, thank you, Hanna. This was really beautiful. I'm so grateful and of having this discussion. And do you have some last words for us if you think about our moment together today, or something else?
Well, I would wish everyone a lovely day with your queen, like the Queen Power Day. And that's, try to find your queen. And if you don't, as I said, come follow my account. I will help you there, and you will find through her, and she will lead you.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
That's beautiful. Absolutely. A beautiful Queen Day for everyone.
Thank you for listening to Action with Ease and Joy.
And join our newsletter at actionwitheaseandjoy.com